on behalf of all my students and teachers, I welcome you to the Department of Pali, University of Mumbai. And thank you for giving us your valuable time, Bante.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, Bante. How are you, Bante?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Bante, we are trying to arrange, all the, in the Swasavasa, so that, we get some opportunity to listen to Dhamma. So, I have been inviting, the Sangha, so that we get the, some, yes, opportunity to listen to the Dhamma, Bante. Thank you for,
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
There are more than 220 students now here, eager to listen to you, Bante. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we can start. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But we can start by reciting Namo Tassa together 3 times.
Yes.
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Today I'd like to talk about meditation. I like to talk about meditation. You can call this any meditation you like. You can call this Satipatthana. You can call this secular mindfulness. You can call this Vipassana. Anything you like to call this. I'm okay with this. The main point I like to talk about today is that we need to pay attention to our reaction. In meditation. Is alright. It's alright to be focused on breathing and anapanasati to develop concentration. That's the beginning. That's very good. But the reason that we should focus on breathing is to train our mind. Okay, to train our mind. And in order to train our mind, what we need to focus is the behavior of our mind. That behavior of our mind, if we train ourselves to look at that, to observe that, those reactions will become more apparent and more obvious. Otherwise, we wouldn't see the those reactions, and we get carried away. That is why I like to talk about mindfulness of emotion and emotional reactions. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Bante, we are clearly hearing you. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's talk about mindfulness of breathing. There are many ways of breathing, many ways of observing breathing. Anapanasati. Some people count, that breathing, that's okay. Some people do not count. Instead, they observe the tip of the nose, the nostril, that's also okay. That's also okay. Some people follow breathing, okay, in and out. That's also okay. That's it. Even with counting, there are so many. There's so many ways of counting. Some people they count in and out 1, in and out 2, in and out 3, in and out 4, like this. But some people they count 1 in breath. They count 1 to 5, 1 to 6, or 1 to 7, 1 to 10, and out breath they count the same, but some people they count in reverse. Is okay. It doesn't matter whichever we count. When we observe our breathing, we encounter mind wandering. We encounter mind wandering. And when our mind wanders, how do we react? Some people, they blame themselves. They say they can't do it like that. Oh, I can't do it, that sort of thing. We call that being judgmental. We call that being judgmental. So, that being judgmental is an emotional reaction. Emotional reaction. I met one professor at a university in Bangkok. He meditated when he was a student, just once. He just walked into a meditation center without instruction. He just joined a group of people meditating. So when he started focusing on his breathing, a lot of thoughts came up. And he couldn't distinguish between his thought and his emotion. He couldn't distinguish between his thought and his emotion. So, as a result, he became very frightened by his own thoughts. Because he started judging his thought. Oh, I can't do it, and this thought is not mine, or this thought is terrible, I shouldn't be like that, I shouldn't have this kind of thought. My meditation is not going on well, and I can't really do this. That sort of judgment that he had. So by the end of the hour, by the end of the 1 hour, he became very frightened and also exhausted, that he never meditated again. Maybe until 30 or 35 years later. One of his daughters studied at Oxford, and when she was very stressed out, when she had a lot of stress, she came to our vihara and she meditated with me. So when she went back home after her graduation, she told her father about that. And her father, wanted to talk about meditation with me and wanted me to explain his experience. I said, for some people, even after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the mind still wanders. But what is but the difference, between people, not being silent. The difference between people, okay, who stop and who don't stop, or who get frightened and who don't get frightened, is that some people they know that they are able to identify their emotion and accept those emotions as they are, accept their emotion as they are, and then move on and return to their breathing. Render their breathing. By this, what I'm saying is that we can observe. The first place to observe our emotion is the way we react to pain. The second one is the way we react to wandering mind. Wandering mind. The way we react to pain, we can find our emotion there. How do we react to pain? Through dislike, through fear. Fear that, okay, something might happen with our body. In the West, people often tell me that, okay, my leg went dead, okay, is dead. Some people use that kind of language to show that, okay, that shows they have a lot of fear. So when they look at pain, they have a lot of stress. When they have pain, they have a lot of stress. And that stress comes from unrealistic expectation about meditation, and also not knowing about pain. That pain is such a natural part of the body. So some people just trying to get rid of pain. Just trying to get rid of pain. Because they really dislike it. They feel very uncomfortable with that. So at the beginning, when we start meditation, maybe 10 minutes was just too long. Why it was too long? Why it seems too long? Because we have a strong dislike of pain. A strong dislike of pain. We almost panic whenever there's pain. Actually, pain is always part of our body. And without pain, without any amount of pain at all, okay, our physical body is not healthy. Okay, we do need pain. We do need pain to inform us, okay, the state of our health, our physical health. Sometimes we really sometimes we sit too long. Sometimes we don't drink enough water. Sometimes we don't have exercise. And when that happens, the physical pain will inform us that our lifestyle is not healthy, that we need some physical exercise. But sometimes it's not the physical part, it's the emotional part. It's the habit of reaction, the habitual reaction to the pain. Okay, to the pain. That increases the pain. So, by observing the pain during meditation, today what I would like to encourage you is to look at not just the physical pain, but also the mental pain, the psychological pain. Something like frustration. Frustration is an emotion. You become also impatient when pain persists, and that impatience that impatience is also an emotion. So we need to understand emotion in the widest possible sense, in the widest possible definition. Then what do? We need to take those psychological pain as our meditation objects. We shouldn't run away from them. Instead, we should work with them. We should work with those psychological pain. Then, to be aware that there is irritation, to be aware that there is impatience, to be aware that there is disappointment, and to be aware that the mind is actually wishing to withdraw from meditation, the mind is wishing to stop meditation. All those things, they are emotional reactions. They are emotional reactions. We need to observe them. Why? Because those reactions, they determine which part of our brain is active. If we're trying to get rid of pain, if we're trying to run away from pain, we look at pain very negatively, then at that moment we are in the fight and flight mode. And the amygdala part of our brain, okay, the old brain, is working at that time. As you all know, the amygdala part of the brain is the fear center. In Pali, we call it Chittaja Rupa. Chittaja Rupa, because of the negative emotion, because of the consciousness that is functioning with dosa, with anger, with aversion. The backside of the brain, which is the amygdala part of the brain, is working. So, in order to change our brain, okay, from being active with the amygdala to being active with the prefrontal cortex, we need to observe, we need to recognize emotional reaction and work with them. If we work with them, the negative emotion will be less. Because when we are mindful of irritation, that mindfulness is not irritation. I hope you get me. When we are disappointed, and if we are aware, if we are mindful of that disappointment, here there are two parts. One is disappointment, which is the object of meditation or cittanupassana. The other one is the awareness itself, which is sati. So the awareness of disappointment is not disappointment in itself. Instead, that awareness neutralizes the negative impact of disappointment. So this is how the Buddha encourages the use of awareness and understanding in overcoming negative emotions such as disappointment, irritation, aversion, fear, insecure feeling, and so on. Psychologists, they call this cognitive therapy, cognitive training. We have this in the Buddhist tradition for 2,600 years. 2,600 years. We have this. That is why if we meditate, we must go to, or we must use awareness to observe the behavior of our mind and not suppress it. Sometimes, because we don't like and we want to suppress it, we like to behave as if irritation doesn't happen. We like to behave as if disappointment doesn't happen. If we return to the Four Noble Truths, the central teaching of the Buddha, Chattari Ariya Satchani, the Buddha said, we need to observe and work with dukkha, the first noble truth. We need to work with that. So if frustration comes up, if irritation comes up, we need to observe it. We need to accept it. We need to acknowledge that. The training in mindfulness of breathing is to stabilize the mind so that the mind is stable and calm enough to observe its own behavior, such as frustration, such as fear, insecurity, and that. But the more we observe, the deeper, we come to see our own habit. But the more we see it, the weaker that habit will become. Because negative habit cannot coexist with awareness or with understanding. So the more we become aware of our own negative habit, the more we understand how it works, then the less opportunity that the negative habit will stay on. Only the positive habit, can exist with awareness and with understanding. This is, shall we say, Isat Dhammosat Nandano, is the eternal law, the psychological law, or Chitta Niyama. Chitta Niyama. I'd like to read one or two paragraphs from this book. Siddhartha's Brain, the Science of Meditation, Mindfulness and Enlightenment. This book is written by James Kingsland. James Kingsland, he was a science and medical journalist with 25 years experience working for publications such as New Scientist, Nature, and The Guardian. And he has his own blog. It's called Plastic Brain. And usually he writes about neuroscience and Buddhist psychology. I like to write about his report. About college students, in America. Those college students, they are the subject of research. They are asked to to stay in one place for 15 minutes, only 15 minutes, without doing anything, without reading, without writing, without their mobile phone, but just to be with their thought. You know, when you are with your thought, you are not just with your thought, but also your emotion. Also your emotion. So people can't really be with their emotion for long. They have to have some distraction, some diversion, because being with their emotion most of the time, okay, they find it very painful. They have a certain idea of themselves, but then their emotion deep down come up and challenge that perception of themselves. If we think we are very concentrated, we meditate for 15 minutes, we see our mind running around all over the places. So that wandering mind challenges our perception that we are focused people, we are concentrated people, we are hardworking people. So I'm just going to read one or two paragraphs. They're long paragraphs, okay, from this. From page 118. This is a research, okay, mindfulness and psychology research at Harvard University and the University of Virginia in 2014. I quote, college students were instructed to sit by themselves for up to 15 minutes in a sparsely furnished, unadorned room and entertain themselves with their thoughts. They were allowed to think about whatever they like, the only rules being that they should remain in their seats and stay awake. Okay? You have to stay awake and you have to be in your seat, that's all. And it's not 1 hour, it's only a quarter of 1 hour. Before they entered the room, they were obliged to surrender any means of distraction they had about their person, such as mobile phones, books, writing materials. Afterwards, they were asked to rate the experience on various scales. Unsurprisingly, a majority reported that they found it very difficult to concentrate and their minds had wandered, with around half saying that they didn't enjoy the experience. Because those college students, those university students, they never saw themselves as having wandering mind. No. What they actually found out in the 15 minutes workshop was contradictory to the notion about them they have about themselves. I'd like to continue. A subsequent experiment, however, revealed that many found being left alone in an empty room with nothing to occupy their minds so unpleasant. This is, after all, what makes solitary confinement such a harsh punishment in prisons. That they would rather give themselves electric shocks. In the first part of this experiment, the volunteers were asked to rate the unpleasantness of a shock delivered via electrodes attached to their ankle and say whether they would pay a small amount of money to avoid having to experience it again. So this is to compare how unpleasant is it. How unpleasant to be with your own thoughts and emotion on the one hand, okay, and to have the electric shock, to compare these two unpleasant experiences, which one you will choose? Okay, your own emotion or the electric shock. Electric shock is very unpleasant, is very painful. Okay, I'd like to continue. In the second part, during which they were left alone with their thoughts for 15 minutes, they were presented with the opportunity to zap themselves once again. That's to use the electric shock once again. Amazingly, among those who had said they would pay to avoid a repeat experience, okay, earlier they said they wouldn't repeat the electric shock again. Among those with 67% of the men and 25% of the women opted to shock themselves at least once, because being with their own emotion, being with their own thought was a lot more frightening than the electric shock. One of the women gave herself 9 electric shocks. One of the men subjected himself to no fewer than 190 shocks. 190 shocks. Though he was considered exceptional and a statistic outlier, and his results were excluded from the final analysis. In their report for the journal Science, the researchers write, I quote, "What is striking is that simply being alone with their own thought for 15 minutes was apparently so aversive." That's dosa. Okay? Lopa dosa, dosa. So aversive that it drove many participants to self-administer an electric shock that they had earlier said they would pay to avoid. This goes a long way towards explaining why many people initially find it so hard to meditate, because to sit quietly with your eyes closed is to invite the mind to wander here, there, and everywhere. In a sense, that is the whole point. We are simply learning to notice when this has happened, when the wandering has happened. So the frustrating realization that your thoughts have been straying yet again is a sign of progress than failure. I like to start reading the passages here. Though when our mind wanders, when we cannot cope with the physical pain, that experience is certainly unpleasant. But the Buddhist meditation is not to run away from this unpleasant experience. Instead, to look at how our mind reacts to this unpleasant experience. And this is what we say, anupassana. Kaya anupassana, Vedana anupassana, Chitta anupassana, Dhamma anupassana. Is anupassana. Is observation. Observation is, it's not just to observe the calmness, the concentrated mind, the peace that we experience during the short meditation. Not only that, but also the negative emotion, negative reaction. And we shouldn't be judging good or bad. We shouldn't judge. We just accept them non-judgmentally. This non-judgmental observation, non-judgmental mindfulness is very important in Satipatthana meditation. When non-judgmental awareness increases, the force of a negative reaction decreases. And that's how we learn to sit longer in meditation. Because we are learning how to accept those negative reactions. And when we accept and try to understand them, those negative emotions, they become weaker and weaker. The more we understand them, the more those negative reactions are getting weaker. Not just in meditation actually, but also in daily life. When we eat, when we travel, when we check Facebook, whenever we have negative reaction, we need to work with them. We need to work with them. To work with our negative emotion. So I think I have spoken long enough. I just would like to show you one more book before we go. This book, Author Traits. Okay. Science reveals how meditation changes your mind, brain, and body. This book is by Daniel Goleman and Richard Davidson, Professor Richard Davidson from Wisconsin University. They say meditation, or rather mindfulness of our emotion, what they call EQ, or emotional intelligence. This can help us to change our brain, and also to change our trait, that is to change our habit. From being negative to positive, from being an easily irritable person to a very patient person, from somebody who easily explodes to somebody who is calm and peaceful in the face of pressure, stress, such as exams, such as a challenging workplace, like that. So I think, Dr. Yojana, we stop here. And if you have any question, I would be very happy to answer 2 or 3 of them. Là dính xiềng. Mình là dính xiềng. I can't hear you. Maybe you need to unmute yourself. Nênเป็นโปรแกรมทั้งนั้นเหมือนกัน
ก็คืออันนั้นได้โอเคนะ
Này nhìn xem không. I can't hear you. I can't hear anyone. Maybe you should unmute yourself if you have any question to ask me. ยินเสียงเขาว่าอันนี้เขาก็เรียกอันนั้นเนี่ย
Hello.
Okay, now I can hear you. Yes.
Yes, Bante, I just wanted to, tell our students, the short retreats you take at the Oxford Vihara, where you, how you guide the students, especially when they come with lot of stress and strain, and then you have to take care of them. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Yes, Bante. And also, I would like to, ask you another thing about your, university and our students, how they should be taking, coming to learn from you at your Shan State Buddhist University. Bante. These are the
Okay.
two questions I have for you. Yes.
Okay.
Please.
The first one. Okay.
Yes.
In Oxford, because the pressure is very high. The pressure is too much for a student.
Yes.
And when they come to me, what I do is that to do relaxation meditation with them.
Yes.
Yeah, relaxation meditation. We try to recognize that the muscles on our face, around our face and around our head, they are very tense. Around our shoulders also very tense. We're trying to recognize them. And when we recognize them, what we need to do is to change our breathing pattern into a more gentle, slow, and soft breathing. Okay, to breathe with compassion for the body. We breathe that. And after that, we tell ourselves to relax those muscles. So, on the one hand, we recognize the stress in the mind, psychological stress. On the other, we also recognize the manifestation, the physical manifestation of stress.
Yeah.
By doing that, people actually feel relaxed, and they learn how to manage their stress, exhaustion. Sometimes we call it burnout. People feel burnt out if they if they do not manage their stress for a long time. So that's the thing that I do in Oxford as Buddhist chaplain. Okay.
Yes.
And when it comes to Shan State Buddhist University, this is a new university, only 5 years old. 5 years old. But we have one teacher from India. We also have two students from India.
Yes.
And it's on English medium.
Yes.
English medium. We have Pali. We have Theravada Buddhism. We have meditation. Pali and meditation are compulsory. The other are your choice. You can choose like Abhidhamma, like Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist social philosophy, Buddhist psychology, Buddhism in Myanmar. You can choose them. And also Sanskrit. Okay, that's optional. And everything is free here. Lodging is free, food is free, no cost fees. But people have to, if they want to study for MA, they have to score 6.0 of IELTS, the English exam. They need to score that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I missed
Okay,
out
okay,
some few words. Yes, Bante. Yes.
okay. The main thing is that the entrance is a little bit tough. The
Okay.
entrance is a little bit tough. We require, okay, for MA, the English level of 6.0 of IELTS exam.
Okay.
That's Cambridge exam.
Yes.
And for people who would like to do diploma, that's 5.0.
Yes.
And we also test basic Pali. They need to have some
Yes.
basic Pali
Yes.
and general knowledge about
So the
Buddhism.
students have to be monk compulsory, Bante?
Pardon? I didn't hear you properly.
The students have to be monks or nuns compulsorily? Is it open for everybody?
Is open to everyone. Is open to monastic monks and nuns and also lay people. To everyone.
Okay. Okay. Yes. That's great.
We have about six nations, okay, but students from 6 countries, from China, from India, Malaysia, from Serbia, from Lithuania, from UK, okay, at the moment, yeah.
Yes. So the students have to learn first English, then only they can come to our university.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
If they have a good level of English, because we also ask them to submit an essay as part of their application.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and after that we do interview.
Yes.
So that's we like to have good students.
Yes, Bante. Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the another thing I wanted to ask about the relaxation meditation to you. I mean, I
Yeah.
have done relaxation meditation with you, and I wanted my students also. I kept on asking that I need those, the cassettes or the, videos of the relaxation meditation, so that we also, especially those when we used to do after having our, lunch, and then
Yes.
everybody, yes,
Yes.
you make everybody sleep, and then used to get up very fresh, and that part I was really shocked when I was at Oxford. I said, wow, this is great. So usually when we have lectures one day in the Sunday classes, so people tend to sleep after the lunch in the class. Okay, so I said that was the best thing, but they had taught to do the relaxation meditation, and then get charged and then do the classes. So I was
Yes,
unable to do
and
it. Yes, Bante, please
I
explain. Yes.
can I can do that with your student once, and you can record that and replay that.
Yes, Bante. Yes, definitely. Yes, because
Yeah.
that was actually a good, aspect which I learned, and the way you made everybody sleep, and people got up so nicely, very fresh.
Is some
Yeah.
people call that sleeping meditation.
Okay.
Uh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, that was nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Bante. I
And
think we should
how many students you have over there? How many
now here.
Pali student?
Yeah, now last year I had more than 300 students in
Oh.
the entire department. Yes, Bante. So they
Oh.
are some are doing PhD, MPhil, then MA, Masters. We have around 80, 90 students doing Masters, and then
Oh.
rest of them are certificate diplomas. And we also have Bante 5 years integrated course. Okay, where you people start with the 12th standard, and they go for 5 years learning Pali, so that they get masters in Pali. That way, Bante.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it in English or in Marathi?
Marathi, Bante.
In
Most of the
Marathi.
students. Yeah,
Oh.
we find very close resemblance to Pali and Marathi. So students tend to go for Marathi. But I make it a point that they do their MPhil, especially MPhils or PhD in English only. One thing, I don't let them do their PhDs in Marathi. Otherwise yeah. But yes, MPhil, yeah, they tend to go into Marathi. But Professor Gombrich, also trains them for the Pali grammar. So they take OCPS level 1, level 2 for this um, Pali, for learning Pali. So they are good in Pali. That is not the problem.
Very good.
We train them. Yes. Yes. So I will have to train the students, in English to send them to Shan State University. Yes. But I will definitely, but they make it a point that they, try for joining this Shan State University.
Okay.
And I've seen the thing. It is really very beautiful. Also, the
thank you.
Yes.
Thank
so
you. And
yes.
we have a good library also. A good library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, I also miss the Oxford Vihar. There also my experience was very different what we have in India. So I was just telling before you came on this lecture, I was introducing you by telling that how the culture has been of Vihara has been established at Oxford, which we don't see in India. Bhante. That is another problem. So I was telling how we should be having such viharas where we can study, learn, and go and meditate also and solve the day-to-day problems are being solved. When you have somebody to talk to. I remember you sitting with students and talking to them and having a cup of tea with them and then discussing things. Yes. So that was a very good experience. So we also need that kind of personal touch where you are actually practicing the Dhamma with and there's somebody to guide us. So that is the part we miss in India.
Actually, after you left, we established a meditation center in the countryside.
I have visited that place one day. I have been there.
Really?
Yes. Only one day visit, but
okay.
I want to do meditation course there. I'm planning to do that.
Yes. It's a quiet place. It's a big place. Yes.
Very beautiful. That also. Yes. Yeah. So yes, I'll when I come, I'll definitely have a course there. One day. Now I want to do a course there.
Welcome.
Yes, Bhante. So thank you, Bhante, and we are really very grateful. And the psychological aspect, of the meditation is very important. As I keep on telling our students, not the only the when we learn the suttas of the, but Buddha was very clear about what he means by dukkha, how to understand dukkha, and how to come out of it. The whole process is very important, and if people don't know about this, they are scared of pain, as you said. And I really like when you said that there has to be pain, otherwise we don't know that we are we are alive, basically.
Yes.
We have to have pain to know that we are alive, and then we can actually come out of it. So thank you so much, Bhante.
Thank you.
We are really grateful. And Bhante, kindly bless all my students, please.
Okay. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddha anubhavena sabba dhamma anubhavena sabba sangha nubhavena sattha suti bhavantu te. Okay, good night, everyone. See you next time with relaxation meditation.
Yes, definitely, Bhante.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
हेलो हाँ मैम गमरे बोल
हाँ बोला बनते ना हाँ बनते बंद करती है हेलो मेघा हाँ
हेलो
हाँ बोला कमरे बोला रेकॉर्डिंग बंद कर. हा बंद कर. हा
हॅलो. दानाचं रेडी आहे मॅडम.
ठीक आहे ठीक आहे ठीक आहे. एक मिनिट. हा बनतेना जाऊ द्या. ते बनते बघतायत त्याच्यातनं. ओके सगळ्यांना सगळ्यांनी आपले व्हिडिओ बंद करा. तुम्हाला व्हिडिओ चालू करायला कोणी सांगितले? प्लीज व्हिडिओ बंद करा सगळ्यांनी आपले. मला गमरेंशी बोलू द्या. गमरे उद्या जे आपल्याला दान करायचं त्याच्याबद्दल सांगतायत. हॅलो मेघा मॅडम, तुआन बनते आले होते का?
मॅम काय मला दिसलं नाही. नाव तरी दिसलं नाही.
ओके नाव दिसलं नाही तुआन बनतेचं. ओके ओके
नाही.
सो
này đó, này là yêu là nó, nghe là nó.